What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about CRO Cronos today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 30th day of August today, and here we are sitting at about 30.8 cents. A phenomenal pump, phenomenal rally that we've had since July. If you look at this on a weekly time frame, from the low here, really, I mean, from this most recent low in March, but from the low in June, actually, to the high that we've seen, we saw an overall 5x, right? And you're still sitting pretty at about a 4x move here. So that's fantastic. It makes sense that you find resistance here. You know, I was looking at this the other day. From a high to a low, you stopped right at your golden ratio. We take this high to low, right there at your golden ratio, the 61869 area. That's exactly where you'd expect to stop. Not only that, you have prior resistance back here, right in that same area, prior support right here. It makes a lot of sense that you'd stop there. I wonder if we take the high to low here, is this relative to any fibs as well? Right there, you stopped right there at your 1414, which it's actually not common to wick the 1414. Typically, you'll actually go through it a little bit, but hey, whatever. Sometimes that happens. It happens every now and then. I like the reaction you're having. I actually really do like the reaction you're having. Typically, whenever you find resistance at the golden ratio, and you do find resistance there on the first attempt most of the time, you go back to your 0.5 to 382 area. Now, it's completely possible and acceptable for Cronos to go down to the 0.5. It's the green line there, or the 382 right here. It's completely acceptable if it does that. There's prior points of resistance here, prior points of resistance here. If you were to make a move down to this area, that would just be a higher low of this overall move, and that wouldn't be a problem at all. You are at this area where you found some resistance before, right, with these higher highs. It wouldn't be crazy, okay? Crypto pumps and it dumps. That's just the name of the game, okay? So if here at 31 cents, you see the price back down at 22 cents, or even as low as 15.4 cents. It might sound crazy now, but I'm just telling you, easy come, easy go sometimes, right? If you see that, it's not a problem. It's just a better opportunity to buy. If you buy here and the price goes down here, don't you dare complete the thought of buying the high and selling the low. Just hold. It'll come back. It'll come back. It'll move up. But I'm not entirely positive that we go down there, right? This kind of reaction that you're having right now with the golden ratio, I mean, typically if you find resistance, you just find resistance. You go down. But you're messing around. You're doodling around here. You got 7 hours left in the day, and it's still pretty fresh. Let's see how you develop over the coming days, and we'll look at the short-term stuff and see what the prospects are. But I like the look so far. Right now, this is nice. Whenever you consolidate the golden ratio, instead of going back to the 0.5 or 382, that's actually a better look. And that sets you up for some fantastic price action. You only get this in strong movements. And I would say you have a pretty damn strong movement going on right now. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, talking about short-term stuff. Okay. And let's actually pull this up on a chart that has some volume on it. CRO. Looking at this here, you are decreasing in volume as you're dropping. You're increasing in volume as you move up, which is nice to see. Right? Notice how here with this high, you had an increase in volume, and then that next high, volume decreased. That was your indicator that you're moving down. It doesn't always work like that, right? Here, for example, you had a high, and there was less volume, okay, but you still moved higher inevitably. Right? It doesn't always work like that, but just typically that's kind of what you would expect to see. The 1 hour RSI is rejecting the overbought zone, where before you were having no problem getting into it. Now you're rejecting it. That tells me you might go a little bit lower from here. So I am leaning toward the idea that we go lower. Does that mean we go down to 22 cents or 15 cents? No, we haven't gotten there yet. Okay, let's just chill, calm down, cool the jets. From a high to a low here, looking at the fibs. Let's zoom in a little bit. Come on. Golden ratio resistance down to your 0.5382 area, very common. But here you found resistance at your 0.5 that makes me think you go down. You know, typically these corrective phases do have like a little 1, 2, 3 endeavor, and that might take you right down to 22 cents. It might be where you go. You know, looking at it like this, I am kind of in favor of the idea that you go down low to high here, 25 cents, 23 cents, you know, something around there, maybe even a little bit lower, and that's fine if you do. Let's look at the indicators. RSI, again, bearish. Stochastics look bearish. The MACD is bullish with this cross, but you can come back down a little bit, right? Sometimes you cross up and then you come back down to the zero, and then you get your big move. So you might be loading up, might still consolidate. Let's look at the 4 hour and see if we can derive more information here. Okay. And now this does look like a bull flag. Okay. Looks like a nice bull flag. But typically these bull flags, what they'll do is they'll break out, and then they'll come back down, and really your bull flag is this overall look, not this little part right here, right? It's bull flags can be deceitful. They work out whenever they work, but they can be deceitful up until they do work. If we're looking at this, which one do we want to take as far as fibs go? I don't know what fib I'd want to take, actually. Maybe we just won't use fibs. Let's look at the indicators. Looking at this with our RSI, you are bouncing off the 50, which is nice, okay? You do have higher lows, which is nice, but it looks to me kind of like, oh, let's see. Let's actually draw this with a straight line. I can't draw straight lines at all. Let's draw this as a straight line. Yeah, it does look like you're kind of trying to break down below this, but you've done it already. What about like this? What about that? You know, I don't know if you've broken out of this trend. You still have an uptrend. You still have higher lows. So as long as you have higher lows, the 4-hour would suggest that we go higher. I just think if you were to do it, you have this volume coming in here. You got these wicks to the upside. I think you would have done it if you were trying to move up already. I don't, and you haven't, so I don't think you do. Maybe this fib will work out, low to high. 382 to your 236, go down to your 0.5 to golden ratio area. That'd be 24 cents to 20.5 cents. Yeah, and those are the areas that we've identified. 22 to 15 cents is that kind of target area. So something around there makes a lot of sense to me. That keeps coming up no matter what fib we're drawing. So it kind of makes sense that we would go down there. And then again, the idea of a 1, 2, 3 correction, pretty damn common. I wonder if we take this high to low, what would that do if we put this right there at the high? Put us right there at 23 cents, you guys. And the third leg, this last leg, typically is bigger than the first leg. I'm just saying, 22 cents makes a lot of sense. I would not be surprised if 22 cents is where it goes. What's CRO's market cap? 10 billion? I mean, by the end of this cycle, something like this, it could definitely see an over a $100 billion market cap. So you've got 10x potential or more by the end of the cycle. Absolutely, you could see a $200 billion market cap. But if you're down at 20 cents, 22 cents, that potential growth is only amplified a little bit more. Stochastics do look bearish, and the MACD for the most part it's very bullish, but you could see a little bit of decay and still be fine. So I'm sticking with the downside. I could be wrong. Prove me wrong. Here's how you prove me wrong. Ready? You would have to see the price get above 33.66 cents. If you get above 33.66 cents on a daily closing basis, and ideally 2 days in a row, but a daily closing basis would do it for me, I'd be convinced that you're moving higher. 33.66 cents, daily closing basis. If you come up here and you wick and you come back down, that's not the same. Okay, you can still go lower with that. Close above 33.66 cents, and I'll start to think that, okay, maybe I'm wrong, maybe we are moving up higher. And that's fine. That's fine if I'm wrong. I can be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. It happens. Daily RSI looks immaculate. Stochastics look a little bit like rejective here. The MACD looks good too. 2 to 1 bullish. You're definitely not done, right? You're definitely not. This is not your long-term stop. You're not going to do this, right? You're not going to consolidate for a long time here. You found a momentary high. You're going to consolidate, and then you're going to continue to rally going into September. I think September is going to be fantastic for you. Whenever you do move higher, let's go over that now, okay? Because I do believe that you are going to move higher. Let's actually put this back on the all-time history chart because we don't need the volume now. We take a high here to a low there. The next target area to consider, you're at 31 cents now. Next target area would be about 52 cents to 70 cents, okay? When you break above 70 cents, you're immediately thinking about $2.23 to $6.30. And again, I did say this thing has 10x potential between now and the end of the cycle. That's 7x. All the way up here, that's about a 20x. I think by the end of this cycle, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, I could see CRO hitting $6.30, but not much higher. Okay, $2.23 at a minimum, $6.30 at a maximum, cycle ending stuff. If you see something higher than that, man, something crazy is going on. Something absolutely crazy. You're becoming like the top 3 crypto exchange in the world, right? And not saying it can't happen. It's just something fundamentally would have to improve, right? Because this is already spectacular. I mean, a 10x from here puts you at a $100 billion market cap. A 20x is a $200 billion market cap. That's already insane, okay? Not many cryptos achieve that status. But if you were to go higher than that, man, something crazy, something miraculous would have to happen. Not saying it can't happen. It's just I don't know of anything like that right now. So I got nothing else for you guys. 33.66 cents will prove me wrong if you close a day above there. Until then, we're maintaining the stance that you go down to about 20, I'd say 24 to 15 cents. There's more significance in that 20 to 24 cent area. So I'm sticking with the 20 to 24 cent area personally. I don't think you go below that, which does correlate very well with this prior area of resistance right here. So that's probably where you're going to go. Find support there and then continue to rally. Yeah? Good? Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.